Hey there everybody, Johnny T here, and today we have a Shinola Gomelsky, I don't know how to pronounce it, watch. It's got the box and the papers. It is a green and silver watch. Or sorry, it doesn't have any papers, I don't think, but it's got a mint colored leather band. I believe these watches usually retail for around, I want to say they were 600 new. This one, it looks like it's been used a little bit, not too much. It actually looks like it's pretty new. The only thing that might indicate that it's got some use is the end here, where people like to set their watch down like that. So it might not be brand new, but really interesting watch. It's got a heavy duty buckle. These buckles are usually signed. You can see it's on the back though, not the front, which is interesting. Some of the notches on here are stretched, another indication that this watch has seen some use, perhaps. That could also be from storage. The thing is the inside of the band is not discolored, so there's a possibility that this is a new watch. It's just, it's got some wear due to storage. The case back doesn't have any gunk in it. There's no dead skin cells or dirt, so this could be new old stock. Might have been a display watch, perhaps. So yeah, what we have to do on this one is we have to take the case back off. So there's a bunch of information on here. It's got a serial number, built in Detroit, U.S. movement with Swiss parts. It's got a sapphire crystal. The model number on this is, and this was bought at Nordstrom rack, is S0110000274, if you want to look that up. I've never seen a mint green color like this on the band. That's pretty nice. Okay, so I think it's time to get this case back off. So what we're going to do is we're just going to grab a screwdriver, small one, and we're going to very carefully start unscrewing. Ooh, that's tight. Our screws, whoa, that's way tight. Yeah, it's very clean. Looks to be... Okay, I need to get a screwdriver with a better grip, perhaps? Nah. I don't know, maybe I just gotta get better. There we go. You really gotta torque these down. Yeah, I don't think these have ever been removed past the factory. Oh, that was pretty loose. That's interesting. Yeah, you gotta have some real finger strength for those when you're using such a thin little screwdriver. This is why investing in some bulkier screwdrivers, which I have, I just am lazy and don't want to grab them. Okay. So all of these are ready to remove, which I will do now. Okay, cool. Alright. Now we just need to figure out how to pry the back off without scratching it up. Which, you know what? I'm guessing that I might just, yeah, there we go, fall off like that. Cool. Okay, so the case back on this. Chinese case back, which so this has definitely been used. Does have some gunk back here after all. I will have to clean this up a little, most likely. It's got 715 over there, perhaps to indicate what movement is used on this watch, I would imagine, because I believe, yeah, there's a bunch of gunk in there as well. That's why those screws are so hard to take off, perhaps. But this looks to me like it's a Ronda 715, and I'm confirming that this is in fact a Ronda 715. It's a very shiny movement. It's got the there's a 715 in this corner as well, all indications of the movement, perhaps. This looks very good. It's got the original Ronda battery. It's possible that this has never been the battery has not been replaced on this yet. I'm not a big fan of how dirty everything is, so I think I will go ahead and just clean this up with an alcohol wipe. Whenever I use an alcohol wipe like this, I won't put the watch back together. I'll usually give it a day to dry out, because despite the fact that these alcohol wipes are about 70% isopropyl alcohol, they still leave some moisture behind, and this gasket is good, so I'm not going to worry about that. I'll just leave the gasket on. Now, this might dry the gasket out a bit, but I'm going to try to just not, get too far up against that gasket. Go ahead and clean the inside out with some alcohol as well. But I just want to try and remove as much of whatever is on the inside of this as I can easily. It's possible somebody was washing their hands a lot with this watch, perhaps. You know what? I think I will just remove that gasket since it's wanting to come off anyways. I just don't want to damage it. There we go. Okay, now I can really just scrub this down. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and really get in here and just try and do the best job I can. This stuff does get stained up, which is weird because it's stainless steel, but does stain. I'm just going to do a good enough job. Like, none of this is really visible to the customer anyways, so no harm, no foul. It's not going to affect the water resistance of the watch at all. That's good enough for now. And then we've got the inside of this, which I'm going to try and be careful and not touch the movement, and try not to touch the band too, because isopropyl alcohol will strip your color off or the finish even off of your leather band, so you don't want to touch any of that. You want to be very careful. But yeah, that looks alright. Like I said, it might get stained up a bit. I'm getting some of this gunk off, but not all of it. That's okay. I don't have to do the best job in the world here. Just need to not touch the leather band and the movement. That looks fine. And then turn this inside out, and then do another quick wipe in the inside of this, just to kind of remove everything. Appears to be some fibers in here, which is interesting. So I'll probably have to rub that down with microfiber cloth, if I can find one, which I can't. I'll have to look for one. But I'll leave this out to dry anyway. So gasket, yeah, the gasket's super fine. I'll keep that over there. Okay, we're gonna replace the battery now. So it's using a 371, and I'll use the same method I always do. I like to hook this here and just pull back, and it'll pop out. There is some battery acid leaking out of this battery in a few places, but not too bad. Some minor discoloration there. Alright, so let's just grab a 371 from my battery box. I got plenty of these. Be sure and use plastic tweezers whenever you work with a battery, especially when you do stuff like this, because you will short it if you use metal. Plastic's not conductive, generally speaking, so that should not be a problem. So what I like to do is just stick it in like so. Get it in that little lip there. And then I need to put a glove on. I just need to grab my glove really quick, so I don't want to get any fingerprints on anything. Grab my glove, and then I like to push down and pull towards that direction where the lip is. So push down and pull, and then I want to come in and just pull this lever back, and then we're good. We're done. Now it should be working in theory. Just want to make sure everything is kind of set in place, which it is. Kind of blow it out just in case any debris got anywhere. And let's see if it runs. Ooh, that's not good. It's giving me the low battery indicator, but the thing is right after a battery replacement, the Ronda movements, sometimes they think that you sometimes they just do that. So if we pull the crown out, it should go back to normal. And I can't remember if this is screw down or not. I don't think it is. Okay, maybe it is. So this is a screw down crown. Oop, spacer fell out. And this is why we don't do what I just did. Yeah, okay, let's get the spacer back in. Okay. Spacer's back in. We're going to pull it down a bit. Get it even. So, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to plop the case back in like so. Just to kind of keep everything together. Okay, so now that won't fall out. It's kind of a silly thing that I just did. Bad watchmaking on my end. Don't do what I just did. Anyways, so let's pull it out by 2. Because the spacer falling out just put a bunch of stress on the stem. Probably didn't hurt anything, but we don't want to be doing that. So let's just make sure the quick change, or it changes at 12 o'clock like it's supposed to, which, yep, it does, right on the dot. Get this down to 6 o'clock-ish. 6:30 is where I like to go-ish. And, still giving me the low battery indicator. That's interesting. Does that mean that the battery I'm putting in is just no good? I wonder. I just bought these batteries. Oh, there it goes. Cool. Okay, I'm not sure what that was about. There we go. It's ticking. Check it out. Very cool. I have to keep the case back in with my finger, but I should still be able to get dimensions here. So we've got a 37 millimeter ish case size in one direction, and then we've got a 44 millimeter lug to lug, and then we have a call it 11 millimeter thickness, and then if you want to put a strap on this, it's 16 millimeter. So overall, really good dimensions. I do really like the white dial. It's kind of an off-white with the coin edge bezel, which is pretty cool. And this band is really a really cool color, this teal. Screw down crown. What's the water resistance on this? 5 ATM, so what is that, 50 meters? That's not bad. It does have a gasket, so that's nice. So yeah, pretty cool. Is there anything else to really say about this? Not really. Yeah, I don't think I have much else to say. I mean, the overall build quality of these watches are actually quite good, honestly. I think so. I don't think Shinola watches are too bad. So, what's a watch like this worth on the used market? It's a rare one. There's not many of these. I don't think there's actually another one of these on eBay right now. This exact model. And this is a Gomelsky or whatever. I don't know. 300 to 400 maybe. If this was new old stock, maybe 500-ish. But I did buy this under the impression that it was new old stock. But obviously, after we have done some testing here, or taking the case back off, we see a bunch of gunk in the back. So it's a used watch, but it's still in very good condition. There isn't too many marks on it, and the leather band is still in fantastic condition. So I'd guess like 300 to 400 maybe. But yeah, there you go. Well, thanks so much for watching. I'm going to let this dry out, and yeah, feel free to like and subscribe if this was interesting to you, and I'll see you all in the next one.